Какой Dark Side? Извиняюсь, время 8 утра, я уже сутки не спал. Dishonored 2. Это Demonic Robots. И в Бидворе победила Эмили. И тут поясняется сюжет, то, что случилось вообще после первого Dishonored, как я понял, и почему Эмили такой стала. Вот. И сразу рано начинаем. Выпрыгиваем в окно, забегаем в другое, говорим с умирающим NPC, подбираем пустую бутылку, которая нам понадобится, кидаем ее сразу в одного из мужиков, и как только на нас загрелись, убиваем сюжетного мужика, которого нам надо убить. После чего, когда нас ударяет, мы спокойно пропускаем катсцену, которая должна выйти, и начинаем немного паркурить. И теперь мы бежим в сейв-рум, который мы откроем с помощью печати, которую сделал Антон Соколов. Вот. И теперь мы специально подбираем сразу пустую бутылку. Я думаю, сейчас будет другой скип в анимации, вот. Но ладно. Скип катсцены происходит только по той причине, то, что вас ударяет либо бутылка, либо противник, из-за чего сразу это все дело прерывается. И как бы вы спокойно пробегаете. И сейчас Demonic Robot смог сделать скачки, вот эти большие, которые зависят от... Если я правильно помню, и не ошибаюсь, они зависят именно от кадров в секунду, с помощью которых, от которых, точнее, зависит, собственно, вот эти... Зависит от того, сможете вы сделать такой длинный прыжок по-нормальному. Да, ну вот, от тайминга нажатия. Вот, и сейчас мы идем получать руны. Как бы чувак в бездне нам тут поясняет, рассказывает, что кого, и мы получаем одну из способностей, которую мы будем использовать в спидране. We can do some cool things here. We can actually do a little bit of bunny hopping if I didn't get that following animation. That's okay though. You'll see a lot more of that. This game has pretty simple bunny hopping. Waifu's run definitely has a lot more, but it's essentially we're going to be using that to carry a lot of speed. So we're going to do another one right here. Вот, и самое главное, именно в этой секции довольно аккуратно все это пропрыгать и не выпрыгнуть в пустоту. Very good job, guys. 250 тысяч бачей. Hype.
An important thing with the bunny hopping is you're not gaining speed, you're just maintaining momentum all the way through.
Right. We do have other ways of gaining speed, though, which we're going to use in combination with that. First thing that we got to do, though, is we're going to be getting agility. This is going to allow us to double jump. And eventually it'll also allow us to sprint faster. This is also where we get our crossbow. We use this for a couple of things, mostly sleep darts and flame darts. But to give a story right now, we're gonna go find someone called the Crown Killer. They have basically been killing people for, like, who are Emily's opponents. But they were trying to frame Corvo to make it look like he was doing it. Because he was like the royal protector, so they thought that, oh, he was killing people who were talking bad about Emily. But it turns out it's a completely different person. So this is what we're going to be doing during this mission. We're going to be going to investigate it, and we're trying to meet up with someone named Hypatia, who is a doctor at a nearby asylum. Bloodthunder, would you like to explain what we're going to be doing here?
Yeah, so we already saw the leap, and that's one way to gain momentum. But there's another way you can do it with Emily. You can't do this with Corvo because of the far reach ability. Whenever you go to far reach, you can wait just a little bit after the animation starts, and then cancel it using the default key F. And it just launches you forward and gives you a lot of speed.
F мы можем, так сказать, набирать скорость и тем самым банихопить. Как вы можете заметить, довольно очень быстро
Gip having to go
у раннера
all the way around.
получается
The map is kind of like a
прыгать.
horseshoe, where you have to go all the way around this other way
Как раз.
and then do a lot to skip a bunch of gates, but we're just going to completely go over that.
Ну, еще и макрос.
Alright,
Да,
so
тут
this is
еще и
Hypatia's
макросы
level. This is
есть
actually
на
one of the very like one of the cooler
фри-скролл,
ones.
как я помню.
For this mission, if you guys have played this game before, there's two ways to get rid of your targets. You can either kill them or eliminate them, incapacitate them, do some way of non-lethally
Ну,
doing
довольно
it.
все.
For the most part, it's always
Ран
going to
довольно
be faster
реально
to kill them.
интересная.
However, there are a few where we do it non-lethally.
Игру можно выучить примерно
It just kind of depends on the character.
за просмотр часового ролика.
Because spoilers, she's
Ну
actually the kind of
или
killer. She has
если вы
kind of
захотите
a,
спидранить
I guess,
второй
werewolf thing
Dishonored,
going
то
on,
всегда
where
можете
at night she
обратиться
becomes a
к
bad guy. So we're gonna come over here.
нашим
I come over
русским
here.
раннерам, которые есть.
So if you see
Ну,
me
или
blocking,
на данный
Leonard,
момент
do you wanna
к
explain that?
VR-холдеру, который даже
so
находится у нас в
having
чате,
this rock kind of just
который,
cancels a
скорее
lot
всего,
of
пояснит
animations that you can get.
за все штуки.
So
Ну или, может,
the
сделает
more
ван-ман
you're
спидран.
not in an animation, the
Вот.
more time you're gonna
И пока я все
save.
дело
So I'll wait for,
говорил,
like, the hardfall animation,
Демоник Робот сейчас
or
организовал
the oversync
клип
animation.
сквозь текстуры,
Yeah.
And right
который
there,
производится
the mock actually just clipped to
благодаря,
the floor by
если я
doing
правильно
his
всё
reach
вспомню,
movement and then flicking like directly straight down.
позиции
And that just clipped him
камеры
right to the ground. It's not
и
useful in a ton
резкому
of spots,
движению
but right
вниз,
here it's very
чтобы
useful.
сразу
Yeah, you
клипнуться
think it would be a lot
сквозь
more
текстуры,
useful. There are some
как
really
я
cool stuff that you can do with
более-менее
it,
знаю, помню.
but it
Отвлекаем
doesn't come into play
охрану
as much as you think it
и
would.
сразу
So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna hopefully not fail this. Yeah, I am. It's
отсюда
okay.
сбегаем.
We're gonna do the backup right here. So we need to get to Megan's boat. Normally you can leap into the water right here and land it pretty easily.
Вот, конечно, можно
Safe,
сделать сразу
yeah.
скачок, с помощью
You'll
которого
also see that
мы
Demonic is
прыгаем
looking
довольно
through a spyglass
далеко и
sometimes before he
хорошо,
does a leap.
с
That's
нужным
because leaps
таймингом
are like
нажатия
really FPS
кеписа
dependent, and looking through the spyglass
на
helps
вашей
to
печке,
stabilize that frame
но
rate.
как
You want it at
можно
like
и
a
так,
clean
как
120 to
получилось,
be able to do
собственно.
it. If you go too high or too low, then it can mess with it and make it harder.
Yeah, even when you have like perfect FPS, it's still a very
AGDQ2021.
inconsistent trick. So we try and keep
Лип.
it at like
Не,
the most
лип,
same
да, на
FPS every
английском,
single
ну,
time we do
типа,
it, just to make it a little
даже
bit
на
easier.
русском.
But there we go. That was the first level. Now we are
Как
going
находят
to
гличи?
get
Как вообще
Anton
находят гличи в
Sokolov.
играх? В
He's the guy
смысле,
who made the
случайно или
block at the
как-то
very beginning,
предполагают,
Anton
что
Sokolov
они
made this
могут
block.
быть?
If you
Или
play
через код
DH1, you'll
игры?
recognize him as well. He's one of the
Вообще,
characters in there. So we're going to be going to go find
подобные
him. Do you want to
темы,
explain a little bit about
как
the
бы,
lore
они
for
происходят,
Jindosh
ну,
and what he's
реально вот
doing?
случайно.
Yeah,
Либо,
so Jindosh is
либо
he's
чисто
kind of making these
случайно,
giant killer robots.
либо
If you've
понимая
watched
то,
the trailer,
что
you've probably
игра
seen them.
может быть
And
сломана,
he's
можно
kidnapped
и
Sokolov, and he's
потыкаться в
holding him
стены,
prisoner in this
потыкаться
mansion, which
еще
is, I think,
куда-то,
everyone's
попробовать
favorite level. 'Cause it's just
манипулировать
so cool to run around in the spot. But
непосредственно с
we gotta go
управлением
and deal with
игры.
Jindosh, and then take out
Но
Sokolov.
вообще с
Or
кодом
bring him with
вряд
us,
ли,
rather.
но
Not taking him out.
Yep.
хотя, например, в
so we're gonna
случае
try and
Dark
get up
Souls,
here.
там,
So
как
we
я
wanna
знаю,
get to the
вроде есть
rooftop of this
программа,
train
где
station,
можно увидеть, как,
because that will hit the trigger for something that we need to
собственно,
have
все
happen
текстуры
later
вот эти
on.
вот
It also allows us to come over
устроены.
here and grab a extra mana potion.
Ну,
Thankfully, the mana route
в
isn't
принципе,
actually
да,
as
наверное,
tight
тоже
as,
в
say,
жестко
like
оптимизированных играх
DH2
сказано в
has, or
чате.
DH1 has a really tight timing and mana
Такие
route.
шаблонные
Thankfully, it's not
механики
as bad
гличев.
because we have those F cancels, but you can
Механики
still be, you
гличей
have to be a little bit careful.
вряд ли.
There
Ну,
we go.
типа,
Another little
в
thing, if
серии
you grab
игр
the candle,
может быть,
to ride these carriages, it'll
в
instantly put you in
определенно
there. If you
разных
touch
играх,
it on the door,
вряд
then
ли.
it actually will play the animation of her getting inside of it like that.
То есть
Alright,
тут
so
реально
I'm gonna
вряд
grab
ли.
this potion here, and we got another leap here. This one is actually scary because you
И
take a
как
little bit
бы
damage sometimes, but we got it, no problem.
всегда все
So
по-разному.
normally those wires are supposed to damage and kill you.
Аккуратно пропрыгиваем через всю эту
However,
секцию
you're kind of
с
able to jump on them for a few extra moments before it actually
неизвестной
deals damage.
дорогой.
So because of that, we can actually beat
Главное
over
аккуратно
them
сейчас.
rather than taking the
Главное
electrocution
аккуратно
damage. You still
пропрыгать,
usually end up
чтобы не
taking a little bit,
получить
but not
много
enough to kill
урона.
you. Usually, if you are playing through
Ибо,
casually and you just
как
run
вы
on them,
можете
you're
заметить,
dead
там
immediately.
электричество очень больно бьет.
And so these leaps that you're doing, they cost mana, right? Do F cancels make it so that they don't cost mana, or how does that work?
One second.
Там
here.
вайф в голосе, или мне
Let's
так
gotta
кажется?
restart that really quickly. Messed up the movement there. So the F cancels do actually cost mana, or
Голос
mana,
слишком
but the
знакомый
leaps do
раннера
not. You can do these
одного.
on no powers actually, which is the main source of getting around for that.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, F cancels still start a far reach, so it uses up the mana before you cancel it.
Вот. И
Unfortunately,
сейчас
it'd make it a lot nicer if we didn't have to grab some extra
комментаторы
potions.
который находится в голосе с Demonic роботом. Говорят за F-кенселы, с помощью которых мы набираем скорость и быстрее в каком-то плане передвигаемся. Вот, параллельно собираем зелья, которые нам понадобятся. На всякий случай, я так понимаю. Видим Кирина Джиндаша, мы его убиваем.
So that's our first objective. Each map usually has 2 objectives that you need to do. One of them is to kill or incapacitate a target. The other is to save someone or do something else. Also, we're going to do another leap right, or I'm sorry, another out of bounds right there.
Что, собственно, получилось у Demonic робота, но именно в этой
So this is Sokolov. He's actually a buddy of ours, despite me shooting him with a sleep dart. He's a really cool guy. He will kill your runs a lot if you aren't careful. Like, you can get crushed right there.
Этот клип, он довольно такой...
And now we just need to get him out
Малёха
here.
сложный.
So don't worry, even though we shot him with a sleep dart, he's still a
там
friend of
просто
ours.
понять немного тайминг. Вот. Взяли малыша Соколова, потому что он спит, и как бы мы его как ребеночка на руках носим, главное, не даем ему ударить его в голову, потому что любой какой-либо дамаг может быть смертельным, поэтому в этом плане надо быть очень аккуратным.
It all adds up over time. 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there.
Вот.
Yeah, it's amazing how many skips we have for cutscene skips. Also, I'm going to give a quick headphone warning. So sometimes the game can soft lock here. For whatever reason, there's an object that just goes flying at this next area.
Вот.
And if it hits Sokolov, you
Сейчас
soft lock.
Ранер
So
говорит
let's hope
про
that doesn't
софлоки,
happen.
которые могут
Okay,
быть
it
в
did
игре.
not happen. So yeah, that's kind of bad if it does, but we're okay.
Вот. И сейчас постепенно продолжаем выполнять это задание.
And, you know, just gonna get in there.
Ну, практически кинул воду с Соколова. Он бы все равно телепортировался на лодку. Но как бы тоже неплохо и смешно.
Don't worry about it.
You're a great friend. Just carry him
exactly. So this is where we get a little bit of lore about Delilah. It's essentially an auto-scroller, but we have a little small skip that I might be able to do that saves like, 10 whole seconds. A lot of time here, especially for how short this run is. So this is essentially the woe is me. I was bullied. People were not nice to me. Trying to make her sympathetic. But she's kind of a jerk, froze her dad in stone and all that stuff. We're just gonna kind of make our way up this tree, vine, tentacle thing. And then we are going to walk off this edge, and we hit the cutscene trigger for the second painting up here. Now that we did that, we do have to wait, so we have a little bit of time for donations if we want to get a few in.
Oh, sure. We have $25 from Tainted Tally. So proud of Demonic Robots for getting this game into AGDQ. Best of luck on the run. I know you'll do amazing.
Желает удачи раннеру.
Thank you, Tally. You can go for one more.
All right. We have $25 from Crystal. Dishonored is one of my favorite series. So glad to see it being run this way.
Рада то, что увидеть
Right, so yeah, this is basically explaining that Delilah was Jessamine's sister, who was the Empress from the first game. So they are related, and she is, Emily's aunt. Still not a nice person. Still, tried to murder us, murdered a lot of our friends. Overall, not a good person. But we are going to be going to do some extra stuff, and we're going to be kind of mean to her friends as well. So it evens out at the end of the day. Blood, do you want to explain a little bit about the lore, if you know it, for this area, like what we're doing next?
That's a great question, because this is the part I always forget the lore for. For Conservatory, you just run through it so quickly, and there's no... this game has a lot of autosaves, but if you're in combat, the game won't save. In Conservatory, you're always in combat. So you don't get an autosave. So if you mess up one thing, you have to do the entire level over. So I actually don't know the lore.
Yeah, I actually don't know the lore either. I just know that we're going to kill Brianna, who is like the leader of a witch's coven. And I think we're kind of learning exactly what happened with Delilah. Because if you play the DLC for this game, Delilah was actually part of the DH1 DLC. and you kill her in that. So the fact that she's back is kind of weird because you're like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be dead. That's not right. And even in the intro cutscene, Corvo actually stabs her through the heart, and she just goes, "Lol, no," and then just pushes him back. So the entire main thing about this is we're trying to figure out exactly how Delilah has her powers and what we're supposed to do to get around that. But like Blood Thunder said, this is actually kind of the scariest area in the entire game for the speedrun because we are in combat the entire time and you don't get your saves. So hopefully nothing goes wrong. But we're gonna do a couple things here. I might die here from RNG. Sometimes they'll throw a rock as I'm going through this. Nope, we're good. Alright, I'm gonna head over here.
Перепрыгивает эти ворота.
And now we're gonna do a leap over again to this side. Again, we're still in combat, doing some more B hops. So we're gonna shoot right next to Brianna. We don't want to shoot at her because she has magical abilities and she will dodge it like in the Matrix. So hopefully I land this shot. Nope, okay. So I shot a little too close, so we're just gonna walk up there and she's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
Как бы нормально.
Come down
И сейчас
here.
будет еще один клип, который
Alright, got it.
довольно сразу получается
trigger, and that will get us our next objective and tell us that essentially Aramis Stilton had something to do with her getting back in there. So we're gonna come over here and do another B-hop session, kind of just getting you guys ready for the awesome Left 4 Dead 2 run that our boy Waifu is gonna be doing. Do another F cancel to get over this way and then block over that, and that is the mission. Guys, talk to Megan and we're gonna be moving on to the next part. Like I said, we can't go over a whole lot. I'm skipping over a lot of tech and different things that happen in the run, just purely because we just don't have the
ясно. Спасибо за рейд, 152 человека. Здравствуйте, здравствуйте. Спасибо большое. Вау.
Before we even get into Stilton's house, there is a very great puzzle known as the Jindos riddle.
Мое уважение.
And only the smartest minds, like I'm talking 200 IQ, watches Rick and Morty, all kinds.
Sure, я понял.
Kinds of smart. Like you have to be on that level to get this very quickly.
Ну,
so we'll see if
я не знаю, что со звуком еще делать, потому что малеха, трудно с ним. Большой русский рестрим, да. Русский рестрим. Марафона балдежные игры быстро скорость проходить. И как бы нормально.
It's a little bit of work.
Это английский кастер, ну да. Потому что мы же тут переводим все для вас, работаем для вас. Делаем это все бесплатно, по факту. Делаем еще один скачок. Врубаем электричество и идем дальше. Запрыгиваю я в окно. Вот бы чат читать вместо перевода, да, я, собственно, что и делаю. Задержка? Да не. Комментатор не выглядит так хорошо, как этот раннер. Хотя мне бы сейчас сказать другое, но да ладно. И сейчас начинается.
Winslow Snuff,
головоломочки.
Winslow Snuff, Natsuo Bird, which means Finch War Metal. All right, so I know you guys are like, what did he just say? I was essentially reading the letter and matching up the names with the items where I know they're going to have the names for it and be in with combination.
Тут как бы надо было подбирать комбинации с значками. И как бы, чтобы это все дело нормально совпадало.
Ones where you literally only turn one dial and it unlocks, and then sometimes you get ones like that where that's
ну и вот этот момент с письмом это довольно рандомен. Все, что можно сказать.
Yeah, so this is also another really cool gimmick that sadly is only for this level. So they're going to take away all of our powers. It's a very mysterious land. But we're going to get a item that lets us travel through timelines. So we're going to go from the past to the future, back to the past.
И немного сейчас начнется немного будущее, немного в прошлое. Мы сейчас открываем некоторые секреты, которые происходят по сюжету. Берем бутылку, кидаем.
I know it looks like we killed him. I know it looks like he's dead. But I promise you, when I said that there are some non-lethal ways that we deal with these guys, I promise he's not dead. I know it looks like it, but he's fine.
Нам говорят то, что персонаж точно не умер, все нормально.
part where there's not a whole lot other than
Ты
that
думаешь,
other,
что он мертв,
area
но
of
на самом деле
Delilah,
это не
so
так.
we have time for one donation.
Раннер, раннер дает слово, то, что он не умер.
We have a $100 donation from Aaron. Love the Dishonored series and love this
И,
event.
конечно,
Burning in
пока
honor
вот
of my
такие
father,
моменты
who I lost
происходят,
to
мы там
cancer as a
читаем
teen. Thanks
донаты.
to all the
Донаты —
runners and
это
GDQ staff
хорошо.
who let us leave our mark in the fight against cancer.
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right. We have $100 from Spoonimus. Thank you,
Благодарят
GDQ, for
GDQ
10 years of amazing runs and record
за то,
donations.
что
Love watching all my favorite games get
есть
broken and
такой
discover so many games I
балдежный
never would have
марафон.
even known about. Here's to another 10 years of great speedruns and donations to great causes. Donation goes to the Hades bonus run.
Все
Awesome.
прикольно, все
So this is
шикарно.
our item now, and we're gonna be eventually bouncing back between timelines. So again, I promise, Aramis Stilton, he's actually a good guy, so we're not
Не
gonna kill
будем
him.
называть парня.
So what essentially
Потому что он
happens is he loses
хороший.
his mind because he witnesses a crazy event, and we are going to change things so
И
that
мы
doesn't
будем
happen. A few things
менять
also
штуки,
change
которые
as
не
well.
произошли.
If you've noticed, Megan Foster has actually been missing an arm and an eye.
Поэтому
I want you guys to notice Megan later on and just kind of keep an eye on what she looks like for the rest of the run. But here we go. I want to see if I can land this shot. It's really difficult to do because there's a
и
pillar
сейчас
that has a
будем
hitbox that is
организовывать
much larger than it actually
точный
looks like.
шот,
So we'll see if we land a first
точный
shot. If we don't, it's
выстрел.
not a big deal, but
И
yeah, I
он
missed it.
не смог.
Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. That's Aramis
И
right
сейчас
there.
смог.
And we have changed
Нормально.
paths. So now he is no longer absolutely
Я сейчас
crazy.
надеюсь,
He's no longer
буферил
dead.
ни
He's just
одного у
sleeping
меня.
in that
Да.
timeline, and he's perfectly fine in
Есть
this timeline.
маленькие
So like I said,
лагалити со
non-luck
стороны
got rid of him.
оригинального
He's
стрима.
A-okay.
Wait, so is this timeline? Does he still get stuck in 0G like falling? Because if he doesn't, then I don't want to be in this timeline.
Unfortunately not. I know it's
Ну,
not as
конечно, тут
fun,
немного
but
обсуждений за
yeah, it's what
сюжета
we
и
have to
что
do.
могло
So-
быть, если
I
бы
hate
я
it
был
here.
бы в этом таймлайне.
So this is
Почему бы и
actually
нет?
a
Интересные
cutscene that we're
довольно
going to
разговоры.
avoid. What it is it's basically explaining how Delilah was brought back to life from the void and where her soul is. So she puts it inside of an
Это как бы
effigy,
сюжет
which is why
за
we can't kill her
бездну,
because her
за
soul isn't in her
Делайлу.
body.
Почему
I
бы
don't
нет?
understand it. But right now we're
И
setting up
сейчас
for a leap later on.
немного
We're going to open
будет
those two doors in case
паркур,
we
не
get a bad
паркур
leap. And
секции
then we're also going to kill this guy. The reason for that
с
is because
большими
if you do the
скачками.
leap, you have to block in order to not get the falling animations when you're doing the leap. And if you mess up, you can accidentally go and knock that guy unconscious because it's the same button. So you get him out of the way
И
of the
сейчас
leap so that doesn't happen.
раннер поясняет, что может быть не
But
так,
there we go.
если
Now we can leave this level.
Yeah, and if you're confused about the Delilah and the soul
может
thing,
что-то
just think of it
пройти не
as
так,
Voldemort from
хотя
Harry Potter.
вроде бы
the,
все
like,
нормально.
splitting his
Yep,
soul apart.
Horcrux.
It's essentially the same thing, but she
И
only
нужно
does it one
последовать
time.
Oh,
действий.
we're
Вот.
gonna try and get this one more time. Okay. Normally you get the leaps here. You either can go up there or down here, but we have a backup one right here.
И опять же с
There
помощью
we go.
качков,
It's gonna take us all the
скачков,
way over here. So
скачки,
now we
качки,
are up at the
с помощью
coolest
которых мы
out of
просто
bounds
чуть не
in the
пролетаем
entire game, and I really hope that
всю
we get it
локацию, мы
first try.
пролетаем
So normally
в
this is
дверь.
a huge area where you
Неплохо,
have to talk to the
красиво.
outsider, get a bunch of
На самом
lore,
деле.
and everybody knows that speedrunners hate lore. So we're gonna walk
И
over here. Gonna go out of bounds, gonna do an F cancel.
ну,
to
Димоник
get over
просто сказал,
by this
типа, все
ledge.
знают, что спидранеры ненавидят лор
We're gonna go
в
down here.
играх.
We're gonna
Ну,
land like
если в плане
that.
спидрана, то да. Потому что это тратит
Gonna
очень
fall
много
off
времени,
here.
поэтому мы сейчас выходим в ООБ.
And nice, that was
И
perfect.
это ООБ даже
So,
вышло
we
очень
just did
даже
a lot
неплохо.
there. We clip out of bounds. We fall down.
И
We
с
do an F
помощью
cancel
тех
to
же
get to
F-cancel,
where this area is, where it teleports us
благодаря
later
которым мы
on
просто
in that
отменяем
section.
анимацию,
And then
мы
we clip through
довольно
the
быстро
floor once
попрыгали
again
всю эту
using Emily's
секцию.
ability, and the end trigger for that spot is just right there. And then we have another cool one right here. This is probably the most egregious, like, out of bounds. So let's see if I can get it.
There's some very fancy writing on the walls if you pay attention.
Yep. If you guys like template, they use it a lot in this game. So there we go. We have finished it. And also, look, hey, Megan's got her arm back. That's interesting. I wonder if any plot line will come through that in the expansion pack that follows her story. All right. Second to last mission. This is the most RNG run or RNG section of the game. First of all, I'm going to do a quick little trick right here, which is another animation skip, or at least I'm going to try it. I might accidentally knock out Megan, which is a game over, but hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll see here in a second. So we're going to come over here, grab this bottle, aim it, throw it up in the air, and I should hit myself. Nope. All right. Well, we didn't knock out Megan. That's a good thing. But yeah, so we're going to get that. And now we are off to the Dukes. Would you like to explain what's going to be happening here, Blood Thunder?
So once you get into the second map of this level, into the actual like castle part, it sets a seed for the RNG that can determine where the Duke's going to spawn. He can spawn in one really good spot, which if he's not there, it's his body double. And then if he's not there, there is 4 other locations that he can be in. So we're really going to hope we don't get duked on this run, because it can eat up a lot of time. But we just need to kill him. For Corvo, you need the key off of his body, but for Emily, that's not the case, because we can just clip right into the vault itself, which is really, really nice.
Yeah. We're gonna do another F cancel right here. There is a way to get around this without using the rewire tool, but I hate it so much that I'm just gonna go use this. And now we can get through. But there's like, you can climb up all the way up top and go vertically around it, but it's a real pain and real easy to actually accidentally die. Because if you even like rub up a pixel against those walls when they're not rewired, you just immediately die and there's nothing you can do about it. So
yeah, so coming into this map is where the RNG gets set. So if he has to reload here, it doesn't change anything. Can't save scumming, really.
Yep. Oh, excuse me, folks.
That dude is just body blocking you. Just standing right
I know,
in the way.
right? Also gonna check my potions right there. We have 6. That's like a whole lot. We are doing just fine on potions. But here we go. So this is the bedroom. This is the best spot. And we did not get duked. We got best RNG. Let's go. Perfect for a marathon.
Yep. Nice.
So we're gonna come right here. Oh my goodness, I accidentally. Okay, that's fine. We have an autosave. So my F6 key, which is my quick save, and my quick load key are exactly in the same spot. It's F6 and F7. Don't do that because you end up with this, but that's fine because we have auto saves for that, which is really, really important. I'm really glad that we have them.
And as I was just mentioning with the saves, because it's in the next mission, the RNG is already set, so we know he's going to be in the same spot, which is really nice.
Yep. So do apologize about that, but so far this run has been going well. So, you know, I just wanted to make sure, I feel like I was making this look somewhat easy. I promise it's not. There are a lot of better players who put a lot of work into this and they are insanely good. And this is an extremely difficult game. I just wanted to make sure, you know, we weren't doing too good.
Yeah, we've got a couple minutes to spare with the estimate. Yeah.
Yeah. Figured to just kill him again. Why not, you know?
Yeah.
It's
we could
worth
pretend
it,
that we got
honestly.
duked and we had to reload. Yep. Oh, so see, that's the example. It kind of debated me. It was right there. It was totally fine. And then at the last second, in between me letting go. All right. So let's try that again. So we're going to be coming over this way. It says right there that we killed Luke. You can tell that we didn't get duked by the dialogue. That's the only way to tell it. Oh, come on. So there we go. We're going to rub up against the wall while we're opening that. And then we're going to come down here. This is Delilah's effigy. So we're basically, we've been getting guided by our mom. She's been kind of like telling us like what's been going on and like kind of leading us by using that heart. Because we have gotten rid of the heart, now she is dead and we have Delilah's soul in there now. So we essentially sacrificed our mom to go save our father, which is kind of sweet and doesn't make any sense lore-wise. But we have a little trick coming up in here. But in the meantime, if we would like to have some more donations read, feel free to do so.
All right, we have $25 from Mr. Bones. AGDQ is a great gift to come home. Oh, sorry. AGDQ is a great gift to come home from work to. Love watching the runs and seeing the donations going to good causes. Big thanks to AGDQ, the organizations, the runners, and of course the donators for making these events possible. Loving the Dishonored 2 run and can't wait for Left 4 Dead 2.
You survived.
All right, so what I meant to do there is if you shoot that barrel and then you talk to Megan, it skips all of the dialogue for that scene. So kind of similar to what we've been doing recently. I accidentally threw it, did not mean to do that. But again, you know, I want to make sure that like I'm not making this look too easy. But here we go. We are up onto the very last mission of the entire game. This is where we are going to finally put Delilah's soul back in her body and kill her. So we're going to do another little animation skip here. We're gonna come right over here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna crouch and then line ourselves up like that. and that's going to knock us over, and it skips Emily putting her mask on. So that's going to save us about, 5 whole seconds. But
you should not skip putting your mask on, by the way.
I know. Yeah. It's fine, though. There's not a lot of people in this area because they've been massacred by Delilah and her witches. So we
Makes
are
it easy to social
distancing.
distance when you kill everyone.
All right. So, yep, that's another example of that, doing that right there, where, I'm aiming at one spot. But here we go. Gonna do an F cancel to get all the way over here. Sometimes you can get through, sometimes you can't. It's kind of a wonky area. You can see a lot of weird geometry. There we go. Time is going to be coming up actually in about a minute here. This is a very short mission. We have one cool little trick that I'll let Blood Thunder explain here that we're going to be doing in a second. This is something you can do as Corvo and Emily, and it's kind of funny because it actually breaks the ending of the game. So don't worry about spoilers because I can't show you those if I wanted to.
Yeah, so we're going to make our way back up the tower. For those unaware, this is the first map of the game. We're just returning, so we're having to climb up the tower instead of descending with a leap. And so he's going to try to just climb up the tower using far reach here. You can stand on these little things. It's a little tricky, and you have to back up before you do that.
Let's go, first try.
Very nice.
That's going to skip a cutscene right there by falling to take damage. All right. We're going to put Delilah's soul back in there. Time is going to be coming up here in just a moment. All right. So I'm going to try and not miss this shot.
Yeah, one shot.
So she's not actually...
One opportunity.
Yep. So we're going to go right here. And we got it. All right. And time is coming up now. And that is Dishonored 2, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is Corvo right here. If you guys bid for him, we would have been playing as him, and we would have seen Emily here. So it's kind of a cool thing. You get to choose whichever character you want. He's actually also a protagonist from the first game. But that is Dishonored 2. I want to thank Blood Thunder and Waifu, both of you guys coming here with me. Thank you guys so much for helping me out. I'd like to shout out, Tainted Tally, my girlfriend. I'd like to shout out Sierra Death, who's been helping me a whole lot, Isuiki, all of those guys, everyone from the DH community. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys have any questions or you're interested in the run, we have a Discord, we have a forum, we have a lot of people who are willing to help you out. There's some great guides. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have the best creative event at GDQ.
Thanks for having us.